right, thank you for coming by and checking out another authentic Thought Pill video. My name is Mike Otterbein, and today I am displaying, as you can see, my fingers so I can indicate that this is live. What we have is my sort of beat up Samsung on the right and Visual Studio on the left. And I finally got published out on the Google Store. It's really not a big deal because it's pretty easy to do. Just a couple technical things that you have to do to make that all happen, but that's really not very interesting. So I just want to show the application that I have here because I really haven't talked about it on this channel. I've been working on it for, I guess, a couple months. And I'm just going to go right to it and start it. Yes, all these icons are the same. Yeah, I got a couple different projects going on, but the one that I have out there right now is this OS for Otterbein Solutions OBD2 interface. And basically it's very straightforward. I have this hooked up through my Bluetooth, which is on. I'm just checking that. And I have this hooked up to a Bluetooth device, which I've configured over here in my setup. Okay, so that's my OBD2 device, which I could have selected, from whatever paired devices I had, but of course I select the OBD2, go back, and it's just a very simple application, basically, just sort of to establish a footprint on the store. Now, basically what I have outside is I have a car where I have unplugged a couple of wires, a couple of connectors to the throttle body and to, I don't know, some other thing. And so to generate some, I hit that by accident, to generate some DTCs. So let's see if we can read a DTC out of the car. That's one of the main purposes of this software, so you can just go over there and read DTCs. And there it is. It'll give you your VIN. You can look up that VIN. I'm not worried that you know that VIN. It's my car. It's out there. It's a Chevy. And those are the pending codes. If I go out there and cycle the key, I can get those codes to become permanent. Also on the very first page, basically, I'm sorry, I meant to go to the first page, which is actually a button down here. That's interesting. Unable to access Bluetooth device. Now, basically, I'm inside where it's nice and warm, and my car is outside. So let's try it again. I certainly would expect this. Yeah, okay. Let me try that again. See, now you're watching me sort of test and do, right. So what'll happen is sometime, I hope you don't mind, I have the radio on in the background. Nice little sort of restaurant jazz music. Okay, so, right. So it'll handle an error, right, and just bounce back. That's, I guess, an opportunity to show that. So let's get the status on the first. So I have a couple of pages. I'm on this first page. It gives you general status of your car. Gives you some general information. Now, this car, because I've been playing with and creating codes, it hasn't traveled and it hasn't gone anywhere since the codes were reset and the light was on. And basically, we're seeing some diagnostic tests that always are run, and then, of course, an indication that there's a mill light problem. We also have readiness monitors, which are a really nice thing, which are basically, these will just constantly poll the device. And what it's doing is it's pulling back tests, and what happens is these are cycle tests. Some are during your drive cycle, some of these tests, and some are sort of long-term tests. And what you can do is you can view these. A lot of mechanics, what they will do is they'll reset a car, like they'll have it in the condition I have it here, and you cannot pass inspection with most states more than one or two of these tests not ready. Notice they're not failing, they're just not ready. And that happens after you reset. So this will constantly monitor, and you can drive the car and you can monitor the status as you're driving until it's all cleared up, and then you're done, and then you can actually put the sticker on the car. So that's actually a useful function that maybe you and I are not interested in, but a lot of, well, maybe orange. What the hell do I know? Anyway, it'll constantly monitor, and it'll show you just the ones that aren't ready if you want to see that. So you can sort of just put this up on your dash, and you can take your drive. And of course, there's two sets of monitors. The long-term ones are since DTC's cleared, and those are the ones that have to be cleared. Of course, they'll never completely clear when you have a mill light on, which in my case is just a matter of plugging the wires I pulled out back in. But it's a sort of a real way of, like, your wires, they could have kicked some debris up under your hood and knocked your wires off and get these kind of codes. Could have been any kind of the codes I'm getting here are random. It's just because they were the easiest wires to unplug from the top of the car. It's basically it. And then of course I can stop monitoring. And of course, go to, read your codes. It doesn't do a lot. This application doesn't do a lot. The main thing that, the one nice thing that it does is supports both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So right here, it's hooked up to a car that's outside, but I also have this sort of dummy, it's upside down, but you can see where it says Wi-Fi upside down, right? And I have this jerry-rigged, right? Whoops, I'm knocking things over. I have it just the power wire. See that? So this is a Wi-Fi guy. So let's see if I can connect to the Wi-Fi. Now the interesting thing about the Wi-Fi dongles is that it's not Bluetooth. And what it is, all right, so let me get into my Wi-Fi. All right, come on. Yeah, turn it on. All right, so you're going to see all my personal networks. This OBD2 guy right there, that network, I'm going to get onto that network, but doesn't have a password. So am I on? Okay, so now my network, right? So the network of my entire device is just this OBD2 thing, right? There's no internet or anything right now. So of course I would have to go into my setup and I have to set this to, right, there's no Bluetooth. I have to set it to Wi-Fi. I shut the Bluetooth off. That's why that list was empty. So here's my Wi-Fi. Now, if you take a note of that IP, it looks real random, but for these OBD2 adapters, that is the standard port and address when you're on the network to communicate. So I'd make that as the default. And of course you can change that, right? It's just settings, entries if you're doing Xamarin. Say done, and let's see if I can. Now, what should happen? It should not read anything, right? It's not hooked up to a car. So let's see what happens. Trying to read. Okay. So it looks like it's talking to it, and it's not able to get to the car. Unable to communicate with vehicle, of course. Unable to communicate with vehicle because there's no vehicle. But the thing is, I think it's pretty, right? So let's try that again. I'm going to click status, and it's going to, what'd I do? Let me try that again. It's hard to see over myself here, sorry. Okay, so it's communicating to this Wi-Fi right now. And it's like, okay, I found the adapter. Trying to talk to the car. Nope. Unable to communicate with you. Okay, so, and then of course, just as easily, well, you always expect your software to work, and you're kind of half surprised if it doesn't work. So it makes you want to cry. Okay, my Bluetooth is not enabled, right? So of course, all right, so let me cancel out of here. Let me just go and enable my Bluetooth on my device. So now I'm still on that weird network, so now I can just switch back and forth. Okay, so well, my Bluetooth is okay, so there I can see, because I enabled my Bluetooth, it was already selected. I didn't have to do anything actually. As soon as I enabled my Bluetooth and set my Bluetooth back, it remembered what my setting was. I'll come back here. Let's get our status. Okay, I found the car outside. No Bluetooth, weirdness like trying to read the, let's get the errors out of the car. Reading DTCs. Come on. You got to talk to this stuff. There are little sprites and spirits in the electrons. Okay, all right, enough of that. Anyway, so, but it's like a plant. You got to talk to it. I think right for your own brain. Anyway, so, and of course, the About page. Hey. So there's my last name, right? Mike Otterbein. Otterbein Solutions. Otterbein Solutions is actually real. I have an EIN and all that. I just don't have any employees. There it is. This is available up on the store. I have a, on the description, there's a link. So I used to have, okay, fine. I don't have to go into what I used to have. So go ahead and check this out. It's in open testing right now. It's free. Excuse me. And, go ahead and it's open to criticism and comments, and reviews and all that kind of thing. So I'm really, there it is. So it's a very simple application with some basic fundamentals into it, and I'll probably make something that talks to the CAN network and maybe charge something for it if, you know, everything looks right. Alright, so that's it. I just wanted to make a video about this particular project I'm working on. It took a lot of energy, a lot of learning, a lot of you know, it's still C#, it's still fundamental solid programming. It's multi-threaded, as you might have noticed. So it's pretty cool. It's very cool. You know, you're communicating off device with real live devices. So I really enjoyed this project, and I'm gonna try to take it a little further. Okay, that's enough about that. So, hey, again, thanks for coming. And to my subscribers, look, I don't care how many subscribers, if I have 1 million or none or whatever. I just, like, whoever subscribes, it's like, thank you, man. That's like, it's just cool that, I mean, what the hell am I going to do, you know? It's just cool that I have subscribers. Okay, fine. Very good. Enough. Am I talking too much? Yeah. All right. Have a nice day. Have a great day. And, you know, stay open. Not like a door, but like a tree. All right.